So let's revisit the concept of a matrix, because we will start doing things with matrices like adding them, subtracting them, multiplying them. So if we have a matrix that has m rows, and remember, rows go side to side, and let's suppose that it also has n columns, so columns go up and down, then the order of that matrix is said to be m by n, the number of rows, then the number of columns. So let's look at an example where we state the order of a matrix. So in this particular matrix, in part A, we have 1, 2, 3 rows and 2 columns. So the order of this matrix is 3 by 2. In part B, we have 1 row, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So it's 1 by 5. Now, two matrices are said to be equal if they have the same order and their entries are equal, so they're corresponding entries. So what's in row 2 and column 3 will be the same in both matrices, and so on and so forth. So if we want to add two matrices, they have to be of the same order, and all we do is add corresponding entries. So A plus B, in example 2, we will add corresponding entries. So 5 plus 1 is 6. Negative 2 plus 14 is 12. 3 plus 6 is 9. 8 plus 3 is 11. Negative 11 plus 4 is negative 7. And lastly, 0 plus 7 is 7. Subtraction of two matrices is very similar. They have to be of the same order, and we subtract corresponding entries. So A minus B, I'll write out my steps this time, will be negative 1 minus 0 for the first column, sorry, for the first row, first column. Then 2 minus negative 7, 18 minus 5 for the second row, first column, and then 5 minus 3 for our last row, last column. So this ends up being negative 1, 9, 13, 2. It turns out that whenever we add two matrices, that the order we add them in doesn't matter. So A plus B is the same thing as P plus A. Now, scalar multiplication is just if I take a matrix and we multiply it by a real number, then we just multiply every single number in the matrix by that number. So let's take a look at an example. So we are supposed to find 4a. So 4a will be 4 times our matrix 1, negative 5, negative 2, 8, 0, 7, and we multiply each entry by 4. So 4 times 1, 4 times negative 5, 4 times negative 2, 4 times 8, 4 times 0, 4 times 7. So now 2a minus 3b will be 2 times a minus 3 times b So let's multiply the first matrix by 2. So we have 2, negative 10, negative 4, 16, 0, 14. Now we can keep the subtraction outside, and then we can multiply every entry by 3. Now this is subtraction of two matrices, so we just subtract corresponding entries. So 2 minus 0 is 2. Negative 10 minus 18 is negative 28. Negative 4 minus 15, negative 19. 16 minus 3, 0 minus 0, 14 minus 6. And there's our answer.